Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome to Chicano Rap Radio. I'm your homie Snipes holding it down, and today we have three very special guests joining us. We have Down, aka Kilo, and his two sons, Bam Bam and Extra Clip. So without further ado, let's welcome everybody to the show. What's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
What's up, Snipes?
I'm good.
Always good, Snipes. Good
That's
to
right.
be with you right now.
Well, I appreciate you making the time to join us. I know that Down, you stay active and you've been working behind the scenes on this new project that you have going on, and I want to get into that a little bit more. But I just want to kind of touch bases a little bit on your career and what you've been able to establish as a local artist. So you came out hard with California Cowboys, and you definitely work with some big names, some big West Coast heavyweights, and eventually you got Lean Like a Cholo, which I think majority of the people know you for that smash hit, Lean Like a Cholo. How has your experience been since you got into the music business up until now, and how has that affected your view on the music industry for Chicano rappers?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I respect every Chicano rapper out there trying to do it. That's not even like a question that I could answer sincerely, but I could say the truth about it. There's many of us that are doubting, homeboy. I was one of them. And I know there's a lot of homies trying. And one thing is that when you give up and you listen to that junk of what anybody else is saying, it slows you down. So it affected me in a way that when I did do it, it didn't matter no more. I paid my dues. I've been doing this since I was 13 years old. My first record came out in 1998 with Familia Records. I mean, anybody remember that? They put 18 with the Bullet, Little Rob, Night Owl, Mr. Shadow, Brown Intentions. That was the name of my group.
Right.
Then I went solo for whatever reason because my homeboy, we grew up, he got married, I got married, I had Bam Bam and just whatever. But yeah, man, I'm down with everybody out there trying to make it because I was once doubted, and I know a lot of people feel like that, man, but don't lose that confidence, man. And because music is the way you attack it, homeboy. And if you attack it in a negative way, that's what's gonna come to you. And I learned in the game, stay positive, focus, and just like if you could stay off of YouTube and don't even read the comments of your video, good or bad, don't read them because some people are always gonna hate on you. Even though you got 10 million views, 20 million, whatever, you're still gonna catch a few. And like I say, if Jesus Christ got hated on, imagine us, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, much love for that, man.
That's right. Well, thank you for sharing those definitely words of wisdom with us, because it comes from a lot of experience. And like I said, you are one of the local heavyweights right here out of the 805 that hit that platinum selling artist. So Lean Like a Cholo, I think at least here locally has yet to be maybe not duplicated, but I have yet to see someone else reach that level of success in the Chicano rap game. Now, you said you started when you were 13, so you started kind of like, I would say in the infancy of Chicano rap. How do you see that the game has changed in regards to being a young artist and wanting to get out there into the world? Is it easier or is it harder nowadays than it was when you started?
It's easier now, man. When we started, see, I come from the Run DMC days, the Fat Boys. When the Beastie Boys barely came out, I was a little kid, bro, and I fell in love with that music. They weren't West Coast. Then all of a sudden, I hear Eazy-E, NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, and I'm like, all right, now I hit home. And, I come from those days, so like, it became a lot easier now because now, you don't even need a record deal. Now you can put your own music out on iTunes and advertise yourself on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and all that good stuff. Before, first of all, we didn't have money to go to a studio, and we didn't even know anybody with the studio. You know what I mean? So it was just like me and my homeboy, I remember me and my homeboy too, when we created Proud Intentions. His mom went to there was a place called Lunars back in the days over here in Ventura. And she bought us 2 turntables, 2 techniques, just like the ones I have back here. And me and Robert started DJing at parties so that we could take our own microphones and start rapping at backyard parties to get known. That was the only way. We were doing it live. There was no TikTok, no none of that. So it became a lot easier. And now if you're bad, you will get picked up, because let me tell you something. You need the big machine to hit to the top. My brother once told me, my brother's not a rapper. He loves music. But he told me, you know what? All these kids on YouTube and all this, yeah, I give them credit. They have a lot of views. But you're not a superstar till I hear you on the radio, see you on TV, and open up a magazine and you're there front page.
Right.
He's like, that's what a superstar is to me. But my brother is older also. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're only 11 months apart. So that's what a big machine does to you, like a Universal, a Def Jam, a Sony. They put you on the radio due to their contacts and the money they put behind you. They want you to be a star, because then they own you also. At the same time, they're going to own you. And they're going to want their money back first before you get a penny.
Right.
If you get even a penny. So, yeah, it's a lot easier, Gana.
So, and you're right. I see how it could be a lot easier. And back then you had to grind a little bit more, but maybe now, because the market is so saturated with so many different artists, how easy it is for people to come on, you definitely have to find a way to stand out. And you touched on it, like very well. Yeah, so what if you have all these views and all these followers? Yes, you have a buzz and you have a fan base, but if you can't translate that into real money, big money, like going mainstream, then you don't really have much till you take it to that next level. And I think that's where we're at right now in regards to Chicano Rap. We have yet to see someone really surpass the ceiling that's been set by artists like yourself, where they're, worldwide touring and like you said, on the magazine, on the radio, on television, who knows, maybe even, performing at the halftime of a Super Bowl. That's stardom, and so,
that's some Britney Spears, Michael Jackson stuff, you know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, I don't know. One day you're going to catch one. Me, I don't know if I ever make it that far. I already made it kind of far, but you're going to have one youngster one day do it. Trust me.
Yeah.
The first one I remember, look at Snipes. The first one I remember, I was still like, I think I was in junior high when Kid Frost came out with the Raza and Malo Mayonnaise for Mentirosa. I heard that on the radio. I didn't know who the dude was. I was listening to Too Short and stuff like that, right? And when he came out, I said, one day I watched him at the Ventura Fairgrounds. I went to his concert. And he was performing live, and I really liked the dude. I didn't know him, but how many years did it take for another one to come out? Not till late like a cholo. Yeah, there's a lot in between, bro, but nobody crossed over. I seen him on Siempre en Domingo. You remember that show?
Yeah.
I seen him on like he crossed over, bro, with the Mexican flag hanging. And how many years did it take for that to happen till Lean Like a Cholo came out? Right. This was when I was in 7th grade. Now I'm way past that. My thing had like in 2008, and it's still going. I still turn on once in a while the radio, and I hear myself or all over TikTok and everybody doing the dance and everything. And yeah, it might take time, or it might be tomorrow. I don't know. I can't call it.
Yeah.
I know there's talent. I know there's a lot of bad dudes out there that sound different. They sound new. They don't even sound like Chicanos no more, bro. And that's because they're raised in a whole different world. When we were raised in the hood. Now their dads are the ones that are the gangsters that are keeping their kids out of trouble. My kids are gangsters, you know what I mean? The only gangster in the house is me. But I don't consider myself a gangbanger at all because I'm too old for that. You know what I'm saying? But I know the rules, I know the timing, and I know when to act a fool and when just to shut my mouth.
That's right.
And it's gonna happen, homeboy. I know it's gonna happen. One of them just gotta crack the door.
And you're right. It's definitely, our time for somebody to kind of take it to the next level. And we're definitely going to see it in our lifetime. And one of the reasons why I created Chicano Rap was to continue to give a platform for, up and coming Chicanos who are pursuing that dream, because I know that it's our time for us to, we're next in line, and we definitely have the talent. And, big props to you for what you've been able to accomplish. So anybody out there, who hasn't, followed up with all of Down, aka Kilo's, career, go ahead and check it out. California Cowboys, Bosses and Jefes, the definition of an essay. Lean like a cholo, cholo skate, put your looks on. I mean, the list goes on. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. Now let's transition a little bit more into the new era. You mentioned your kids. I want to introduce both of your boys. We have Bam Bam and Extra Clip. So Bam Bam, tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got into the music, and a little background information in regards to your influences as far as wanting to become a rapper.
Yeah, well, as you said, they call me Bam Bam, and I'm 23 years old. My birthday was just on September 7th, just turned 23. Music-wise, I've been doing music since I was a little kid, like with my dad, I was always in the studio as a little kid, so music was just a part of growing up. Ever since, as my dad said, he's been rapping since he's been rapping since before 1998, like 1995, 96. I was born in 98. So rap and hip hop was always a part of my life. And just growing up, I always saw my dad in the studio. I was 1 year old, trying to hop on the mic. And, I didn't know what I was saying and all that, but I was saying something on the mic. And but then it transitioned into when I got a little older, like around 8, 10 years old. I had a cousin too named Vincent, and that's when we formed a little group. It was me, my cousin Vincent, and one of my dad's friends' son, Casper, and we formed a little group called the Young Hustlers. And so my dad got us all in the studio, and that's when I really started rapping, to where he taught me a little bit more how to rap, how to practice it. And we made a couple of songs and all that, and really good songs too. You can still find them on YouTube. And that's when I really started rapping. And then I could just continue as I got older. But now I can say that more now that I'm older, I'm taking it more serious now. Before it was more of a hobby, but now I see it more as it's like a love and a passion.
Right. And you recently were released from a correctional institution. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was released August 7th, so about a month and like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out solid there. I was down for 2 years.
Did that little stretch play any role into your music career? And if it did, how?
I can't really say it played a role into my music career, but I can say it played a role into my life, because I took that time to sit down and focus on myself. I got my mind right, got my body right, started working out a lot. And it just helped me realize a lot of things in life, and it helped me level up to be where I want to be. So you can say it affected my music, because now I want to go even harder on music and focus on that, because I'm more motivated right now than ever to work, get money, and do this music thing.
That's right. So there's 3 members of this new project that you guys have going on. Let's introduce Jules, aka Extra Clip. What's up, Jules? How you doing?
I'm good. My name is Jules Martinez, Jules Angel Martinez, and then my nickname is Kilo. I was born in 2011, August 16th. Can I tell you the story how we first created the third rail? I was with my dad.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so we were in the car just driving home, and then we were listening to my brother's music when he was a kid. And then I was saying, my dad said, we should start a group. And we didn't come up with the third rail yet, but we were thinking about starting a group, And that's how we started that. And we already have a logo for it. So it's not like we're nobodies. And I just really got inspired by listening to my brother's music. I just wanted to be like him,
Right.
And that's all I gotta say.
And how old are you again?
10 years old.
Okay. And have you been writing? Do you write your lyrics, or how does that work when it comes to creating songs?
My dad was telling me lyrics, and I wrote it down on my phone. But we changed those lyrics and made an even better song.
Okay.
And one time we made the first song, but I messed up on that one, so we made a second one, and it sounds even better.
Yeah, that's good. I make music every now and then. It's more of a hobby to me. I mean, I don't take it as serious. And, I think it's good sometimes to go to the studio, record something, and then take it home and maybe not even listen to it for a day or two, and then listen to it again with a fresh ear, because then you're like, you know what? I don't like that part. I'm gonna switch it up, or, it's okay to go back and switch things up. I mean, that's the whole creative process. Sometimes, you think you got it perfect, but then you hear it and they're like, you know what? Let me add to it, or I think I can do better. So I think you getting into the music at a young age, and you having two good role models in your dad and your brother, I think you're really going to develop as an artist, especially if you stick with it and you put in the work. So now it's official. You guys are the third rail. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Around.
Okay, great. So I'm excited to keep this conversation going. Let's take a quick little break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shout-outs. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with the members of the third rail, Down, aka Kilo, Bam Bam, and Extra Clip. We've been talking about how they got into the music, their influences growing up, and them really wanting to form something together and kind of put out, the new generation of music, the new generation of the artists coming up. Jules, aka Extra Clip, is definitely the youngest member at 10 years old. But he comes from a lineage of artists and musicians. So I think the fans have a lot to look forward to. Now, you guys being a new group, have you guys recorded any new music that's getting ready to be released? And anybody can take this question.
Yeah,
we have 2 more songs coming out. One is called Angel's Kiss. They've been working on that. I haven't been there to work on it, but we will continue that soon with me. And that's only one song I know right now.
And we did one, Jules. We did New Money.
I know, but you said you did another one too.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Angel's Kiss. We're gonna do Keep It on the Low Pro. And I just been writing a lot of ideas, but really it's hard for me to write, like write and plan, because I changed my mind the last minute, and it's like, we just need to be all three be together in the studio, and that's it.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, you guys, it's a collaboration, between, the three, and, I don't know how each member contributes. I don't know if one member does the concepts or whatever, but I'm sure at the end, you guys are going to blend it together really well. What is the name of the album that the fans can expect first coming out from the third rail?
Man, there's no name to the album yet, just the group, the third rail. We'll see.
Or the first single?
The first single right now is New Money.
New Money, okay.
That one's recorded already, so.
And it has all three members?
It has all three of us in it, ready to go.
Okay. Bam Bam, how do you think your style of how your flow it differs from that of your dad's? How does it contribute?
My dad's like an easy E, he's more real aggressive. So I try to come aggressive with it on the track too. But we just have totally different voices. But when you do hear my voice, sometimes you can't hear my dad's voice in it. So it's just a little bit of a different stilo, I'm also a little bit more, I could do a little bit more rhythm. And my dad's just more straight aggressive rap.
Okay. And Jules, was this the first song you recorded in a professional setting, or have you recorded other songs?
This is the first song.
How was the process for you? What did you think about the whole process from beginning to end?
Beginning to end, I was nervous at the first because I thought I wouldn't do good at all. I never sang before, really.
Mm-hmm.
But after the second try, I was like, I was onto it. I didn't feel so like scared for it. I was more into it, you know.
Okay, good. Well, you know, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And one thing that for me, I mean, anytime I have recorded, you know, music is I would just recommend, you know, as long as you know your part and you practice it and you have it memorized, then you go in there with a little bit more confidence. And then once you're in the studio, you can play around with it a little bit more because you know your material. You know, some people like to have their lyrics right there in front of them, and that works well too. But I think if you have it like memorized, then you're able to come up with more creative flows with it. Right? Let me try it this way. Let me try it faster, slower, deeper. You know, so you know, I look forward to seeing you develop as an artist, and you know, definitely getting into it more prepared. You're gonna go into a little bit more confidence. So you know, I would love to hear that song that you guys already made. When do you have a release date for that? For New Money?
As soon as we do the video, I think, and then I'll release it right the next day. I'll let you know. We'll throw it on your show first too.
Okay, that's right. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think about the opportunity to record your first music video at the age of 10, Jules? What do you think?
I'm into it. I'm not scared at all. I would go on the stage right now if I could.
That's right. That's good. What about you, Bam Bam? I mean, you know, fresh out of your little vacation, you know, how does it feel that now you're actually, you know, taking those steps towards, you know, improving and leveling up your music career with a new music video coming up?
Feels good. You know, I'm ready to hustle on it and get it going. I want to get all this work done and get it all out and put it on all platforms and let everybody hear it, you know.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Now, are you guys gonna, as the new rail, as the third rail becomes like a new project and you know a new group here in the area? What are your plans to promote the group and the music?
Probably social media, a lot of social media, and you get it out there and put it on all platforms. That way, no matter if you got Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, even SoundCloud, you know, you can hear it everywhere.
You know, I'm trying to get us a record deal. I'm trying to go back to Universal and tell them, look what I got. And I got the chance to do it because I proved my numbers already. Right. So I know if I come with something brand new, fresh, I think I could get us a deal. And even if I don't, I am the label. I quarterback the whole team. You know what I mean? I put up my money.
Right.
And I'm not rich, but I do got some money that I could invest into my kids and myself.
That's right. And is this new single that you're going to be releasing sometime in the future? How would you describe like the mood of the song? Is it something that's radio friendly? Is it something more for the clubs, or is it just street music?
Oh man, to me, definitely, I wouldn't know what to tell you what it is. I know it's not like, I know the hood could listen to it, but it's not gang banging. It's not aggressive like that. It does touch a lot of, see, I speak how I speak and they can't take that from me. Bam Bam does what he does and Little Joel says what he says and he says what he says because he sees it through us. Like, you know, he has a line where he says, hey, Dad, around the corner there's a pole. And I'm like, oh, no. Something like, no, around the corner there's a highway patrol. And I'm like, oh, no. And then he says, blue and red lines got pulled over by the pole. Like, you know, it's still, he's not gangbanging and it does happen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
There's police band over there, and God, all right, there goes the neighborhood.
Well, like I said, I can't wait to see the chemistry between all three of you, seeing how that turns into the music and your influences, Jules. I mean, you definitely are growing up with, a lot of more experiences that you're more than your average person, is able to have access to. I mean, you're definitely blessed with having, your dad being someone who has put an album out or a single that's gone platinum. That's a huge success. And then him passing on some of that knowledge to you at such a young age could potentially set you up for also being a really good artist by the time you become an adult. Bam Bam, you yourself, you've definitely been a little bit closer to the journey with your dad. Maybe you guys kind of being a little bit older, you've seen some of the things that he's gone through, and that has definitely influenced your music, and it's also benefited you in the way that his connections are also your connections. So I mean, I think you guys are set up for definitely for success. Now, what would be your goal, Bam Bam, in regards to like the third rail? Where do you see the third rail in 3 years from now?
3 years from now, I mean, damn, be on TV, be on TV and just be known all around the world and be known as a third rail, and known that, it's a family hustle too, because, I'm going with my pops, my little brothers. So just, it feels good just to be doing something with them. And so I'm happy about, it don't matter where we're at in 3 years, you know what I mean? But at least we can say we did it, you know what I mean? And I believe in ourselves that I know that we will make something of it,
That's right. Well, I can see the confidence, and I think Jules, honestly, being the youngest member of the team, is going to benefit from the experience of both of you. From you, Down, and from you, Bam Bam. And I think aside from being a family member, he's definitely under your care in regards to the career moves that he makes coming up. Now, do you think that at some point, Jules is going to take a little bit more center stage in regards to, the music? I mean, is there any plans to maybe move him more into the spotlight, or he's just going to come in and just kind of be the extra clip and just add little touches here and there?
Hey, carnal, okay, that question, you know what? I think he is. Why not? Like right now, it's just so he could learn the game. You know what I'm saying? And compared to us, his thoughts, it's not what we think. And I think that if he was to do it, I think he has to do it by himself, not by himself, but like a solo record on his own. Then he'll take over the whole stage alone. Of course, I'll go with him and I'll kick back with him. But I think definitely he's going to do it. Bam Bam's also going to drop a solo album. I'm going to drop more solo albums. The third rail is just us. You know what I mean? Our last name is all Martinez, homeboy. It's my two kids. And I think we're going to be the third rail forever. There was a NWA, right? Ice Cube had his own solo record. Eazy-E did too. MC Ren did too. Yella. I mean, everybody had their own stuff cracking, but when it came to NWA, it was NWA.
Right.
So
right.
The rail is.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. We're going to keep talking about the third rail and the future of the third rail. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with the third rail. Down, aka Kilo, Bam Bam, and Extra Clip. They've been talking about their influences of getting into the music, how they each contribute to the third rail. They each have their own unique styles and how they complement each other well. We've been talking about some of their upcoming projects, and just want to get into that a little bit more. So I know right now you haven't released any music, but with your connections, I know that once you do release music, I mean, it's going to have a lot of distribution. It's going to get out there, and you're probably going to create a lot of buzz. When do you think you will release your first single, New Money, for the public to listen to on all digital platforms?
I think the latest, the middle of November, right before my mom's birthday. And that'll probably be our first show, the third rail at my mom's birthday party. So by then, you have a video and it's all ready to go, and more songs that I'm just not gonna release one record. I'm gonna release it together with the whole little package, so they know the whole what the third rail is about.
That's right. Okay. And what do you think, is definitely going to make you guys stand out from other rap groups, before you?
You know what? There's only one thing, man. I just think that the way we're putting it down, first of all, is it's a living legend. I mean, I'm not better than nobody. I'm never gonna say that, but I did create something. I set a path, and I set the ladder real high, homeboy. So it's hard for somebody to even say, yeah, forget them. Yeah, they could say that, but realistically, man, like I did it, and the only difference that we have is that, okay, me on myself, Bam Bam is Bam Bam, and Bam Bam. I mean, Bam Bam raps different than I do. And little Jules, of course, extra clip, he's barely developing. He does his style. I mean, he still watches Bart Simpson. You know what I'm saying? and stuff like that. So, but without saying nothing, the only difference is that we're all a family, and there's really no difference from nobody. The only thing I'm gonna let the public decide that. You know what I mean? But one thing I am going to tell you, our music is totally going to be professional, and our videos are going to be done right. They're not going to be.
We all try to stay as humble as we can.
Good. It'll take you very far as long as you stay humble and you stay true to where you are, and you can't. You can't get to where you're going unless you know where you come from. And I think definitely that's been the case for I mean, I'm just getting to know you, Jules, and you, Bam Bam, but I could tell that you guys, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and your dad's definitely been one of those humble people who knows where he comes from and is proud of where he comes from. So, big props to you guys for what you're doing, this project that you have going on, and what's going to turn into. And I really look forward to seeing the end result. Jules, what do you see? What is your goal in regards to the third rail? Where do you see yourself in the future with the music, or what you decide to do for the rest of your life?
I see myself as my dad, successful. That's all I see myself as. I don't see myself as a broke bum.
Good. Well, that's all it takes. You don't have to be specific. You don't have to get into it now. As long as you have some sort of vision of greatness and pursuing a path. I mean, I think you're definitely gonna achieve it. And Bam Bam, any last words for the fans that are just getting to know you as an artist? I mean, any words for them?
You know what? I just want to say thank you, Snipe, for having us, for the hospitality and all that. It was a good little interview, a good chat. And to all the fans, just stay on the lookout because we're coming up.
That's right. And then Down, any last words for the fans?
Yeah, Carnal, you know what? This is the first interview the third rail does. First one. And crazy that I know you for years and you called out of the blues. I don't know how I called you. I don't remember. I was probably really buzzed, chilling out because Snipes is up to it. I think that's what happened. And then you told me, hey, I got this thing cracking off. I said, yeah, perfect. Like, we got this group. And you're like, all right, let's do it. But I'm going to say one more thing. That I don't know if a lot of people know what the third rail really is or what it means and where I got it from. The third rail, they even call politics, like the top dogs, the third rail. Why? Because the third rail holds all the power. And let me tell you what the third rail holds the power from and where it really came from. It came from the New York subways. And I got this from the movie Crush Crew. Ramon or Raymond, same thing. He was a tagger. And I think he was tagging it on the buses or on the train station. And he fell on the third rail. That's the center rail that gives the power to the whole New York set, bro. So if you touch it like that, you're done. You just power. You're electrified, homeboy. So it's powerful. And that's where I got it from that movie. I said, you know what, the third rail, I don't remember the homeboy just froze. So I said, let's bring that type of power, you know what I mean? And then I Googled the definition of it, and they said they call that to politicians and to presidents and this and that because they hold the power. I never knew that. That was just what it was in the internet, the third rail. But yeah, that's really what it means. And I think in hip hop, I mean, we got to be aggressive and hold the power that nobody can put us down or even step on us as like we're whack. Because I don't think we're whack at all. I don't think there's nobody that can rap like me. They could rap probably better than me, but not like me. I am me. Like I am Kilo. And if you want to imitate me, then you probably can. There's probably greater ones, like I said. But when you're unique and you're you, no one could duplicate you. Can anybody come and sound like Too Short right now? I don't think so. Snoop Dogg? I don't think so. You see, they're characters. And I think I built myself as a character. And I think Bam Bam's his own character. And Little Jules definitely is a character. When they meet him live and you get to talk to him and meet him and see what his reactions are and how he really is in real life, he's a little kid that knows a lot more than his age, man. He's only 10 and he knows a lot more. Like I see other little kids his age and they're still thinking way different, and he still thinks like that, don't get me wrong, but his mentality is way above. Like, you know, he's a really, really smart kid. And so is Bam Bam. Bam Bam, man, you should see my living room. It's full of trophies that he's won football Super Bowls as a kid from since he was like 6?
Yeah.
Like 6 years old all the way to when even in high school still played, and he has Super Bowls. My whole living room is full of trophies. And Jules has a lot of awards out there from school that they give him because, you know, Jules this, that. I got to read them. And I got a lot of plaques out there. I got platinum plaques and a bunch of awards. And I think we all have it in us. So the third rail definitely, it's going to be different, homeboy. It's going to be different. And whoever don't like it, it's cool. Don't listen to us and it's all right. And if you can save the bad comments to yourself, it's even better. You know what I mean? You don't want to talk trash to a little boy. He's only 10. You want to talk trash to somebody talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Say, Kilo, you suck. Don't tell little Jules he sucks. Especially if you're a grown-up. Now, if you're a little kid, then go ahead. You're a little kid.
Yeah.
And,
well, thank you so much for that explanation. Thank you for painting that picture. You know, I think now after you saying that, the third rail, it just carries, when people hear it, it's going to carry so much more power, you know, metaphorically and literally, you know, because of what you said. And with all three of you guys bringing so much talent, so much raw talent, you know, to the table, I definitely think that the rap group is going to achieve a lot of success, especially one, because you guys believe in yourself, because you have the talent, and because you're going to put in the work. I appreciate all three of you joining us, for giving us the exclusive interview to the very first ever interview of the third rail. We know there's going to be many more to come. So if you want to follow up and stay current with the music coming up from the third rail, check him out on YouTube. It's youtube.com/DA3RD Rail, the third rail. Thank you so much for joining us. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.